Oh, he wants to finish him off with the big one. The Mad Charisma DDT. He hits it. We got ourselves a world champion. Oh, you punk. Ben McKenzie. Oh no, Ben McKenzie. He's sizing up for Steven, but Steven. Fatal Steven. Legend Games taking out Ben McKenzie. And the Emperor, the leader, taking charge and delivering the final shot. Oh, speaking of the final shot, Luke Monet targeting Fatal as he slams his face on the middle turnbuckle. But it's not going to be so easy on the giant legend. Oh, legend. Oh, am I dreaming? This is a fantasy. Bash the victim of a numbers game? What? Oh no, and so is J2F. No! J2F with the second chance kick. Taking down a Jaeger. Oh, J2F's entering the war zone. But he has no allegiances. And what a way. He dropped a nuke on Luke Monet. And now, oh, I'm loving everything I'm seeing right now. Oh, no, wait. A second chance kick on Legend. The only alliance J2F is loyal to is FaM, and he wants the World Championship. And Charisma DDT on Ben McKenzie by status, but then Eric from behind going after. This is total chaos. This is absolute total chaos. And Bash boots one of the Jaegers. Oh no, he's got another one. Belly to belly onto the pavement. This is a battlefield. Fatal Steven misses with the boot. And now J2F is delivering kicks of his own. And a knee strike connecting on the jaw of Fatal Steven. And now, no, he hung on. Total anarchy. Oh no! No. You've gotta be kidding me! You've gotta be... Oh my god, wow! Wow, really? Wow, what the hell? $3,172. 3,172 is the amount of people who were live in attendance to witness the FaM Royal Rumble. A record-breaking number, the type of number that FaM, or, God forbid, Unite, haven't seen in years. And you want to know why that is? You want to know the one common denominator between FaM's failure and FaM's success? Me. Of course it's me. All you have to do is look at the evidence to prove it to yourself, and if you try to say anything else, you're simply delusional. People came in droves not to witness the quote-unquote legendary FaM Royal Rumble match. No. They came to see the greatest world champion of their generation defend his title against insurmountable odds as, once again, the corrupt system tried to hold him down. Not only did Rombuster pull a completely unknown challenger out of his ass in the Emperor status, someone one who was incredibly difficult to research and prepare for, but it turns out the ass of our general manager was bigger than I thought. Because who came strolling out on the night to make our match a triple threat? None other than Clown Boy number 2, J2F. Clown Boy number 1, of course, being his good friend Guns. As we all know, this pair of idiots made it so they couldn't compete for the FaM World title for 5 and 6 years respectively, and despite actually making it through all of those years, I was the man on the other side of that door, making sure their dreams didn't come true. And as for you, Status, I gotta give it to you. You're good. But while I hold this title, it's not your time, pal. I suggest you plan your next course of action from here very, very carefully. Choose your side wisely. But that was the FaM Royal Rumble. From here, we look forward to the future. We look forward to FaMniversary V. When the night of February 11th, 2023 drew to an end, I was fairly certain that I knew who I would be facing come the grandest stage of them all. But it turns out, this road is going to have a few unexpected bumps along the way, the first of which comes tomorrow night, when Sean Nova puts his FaMniversary opportunity on the line against a man, and in a match that has escaped them both their entire careers, Too Twisted Merc. The history between these two men is vast and wide, spanning many years and multiple eras of FaM. And I've had my fair share of run-ins with the both of them. Sean Nova. The first time I ever met this man was a decade ago, outside of FaM, on a little show infamously known as NGC Downfall X. I'm sure you're all familiar with what happened on this night. Black Heron bought NGC from me, promised he would keep it alive and take its stars into the next generation, decided to be an evil, vindictive son of a bitch and kill NGC where it stood, and that is why I have not rested for the last 10 years and will continue to not rest until the same fate is brought over FaM. But Nova presented himself as a shining light that night, as he tried to use the money that he won from OTP to purchase NGC from BH so that he could keep it running when BH refused. Nova had came to me, man to man, to tell me about this plan, giving me his word that he not only wanted the best for the people of NGC, but that he believed in the vision. Well, if you believed in that vision so much, why then, come 1 year later, after you had been fired from FaM, did you attack me from behind with a lead pipe and steal my #1 entrant in the 2014 FaM Royal Rumble match? That was the night where it all began for you, Nova. You stole my opportunity, cut a promo crying about Stigma taking your girl, and the rest, as they say, ladies and gentlemen, is history. But without that backstab, without that betrayal, without you doing exactly what you hate 2TM for, none of this happens. You don't become a 2-time Royal Rumble winner. This stupid, often imitated, never eliminated catchphrase doesn't become a thing. Nova versus 2TM isn't a dream match. Everything good about you is spawned from the very same type of act that you've spent the last 10 years telling all of us that you despise. You're a f***ing hypocrite. And if that wasn't bad enough, 4 years later, when AWOL came to Rise, I had forgiven you. I forgave you because you once again promised me that we were on the same page for the greater good of the people of FaM. But just like the first time, it was all a lie, and you betrayed me again at Cyber Fam Day 2018. You may look at this and think the main takeaway is that Bash is a fool for trusting Nova more than once, which, believe me folks, I am. But to me, the main takeaway from this is that this is yet another example of Nova doing the exact same thing that he has spent a decade condemning 2TM for. Speaking of 2TM, Merc, Lewis, do you mind if I call you that? I feel like we're on that level now, you know? Because there's a lot of history there between us as well. We also met for the first time back in 2013, as you know, based on the footage I showed everybody last night. And back then, just like Nova, I believed that you were a man that could be trusted. Sure, you had your flaws, but while I was taking the fight to the corrupt forces of FaM from the sidelines, You were there, front and centre, taking the fight directly to BH himself. We were brothers in arms. We just didn't know it. But unfortunately, you just got too close to the source of FaM's darkness, and that in turn started to corrupt you. And before we knew it, you and the man you once fought against in epic wars were suddenly indistinguishable from each other. I knew at that point it was only a matter of time before our paths would cross. And so they did. Twice. Once when I cashed in my money in the bank on you at FaM Pandora to become the FaM World Champion for the very first time, and then again in our rematch at the 2017 Royal Rumble. Our battles were legendary and will go down in history as a true turning point in FaM. But you and I both know that that wasn't the last time that you and me had a conversation. I'm sorry that I have to expose you 2 days in a row, but in order for all of us to move on, the truth needs to come out. You know more than anyone why I called AWOL what I called it. It was so that you would pay attention. I named our uprising after the same thing you named your uprising when you tried to take on FaM back in 2011. It was not only in honor of what you had done, but it was to open up that line of dialogue between us, which led to many conversations over the months between FaMniversary 4 and Cyber Fam Day 2018. If AWOL hadn't have died when it did, it wouldn't have been long before you once again stabbed your friends in the back in favour of a new cause, only that time, for once in your life, it would have actually been the right decision. When Nova left me for dead, when everyone else had surrounded the ring, you could have been there. You could have put a stop to all of it. But you didn't. At the one time in your life where the right choice was staring you right in the face. What? You suddenly decide to grow some sort of conscience? Was that the moment, Lewis? Was the pressure I put on your shoulders the thing that caused you to snap and seek guidance in a higher power? Yeah, like that's a real thing. This is an impressive long game that you've been playing, but I get the feeling that tomorrow night, the mask will begin to slip, and that darkness you claim so adamantly is suppressed is going to be revealed as being right in front of us this entire time. Whatever happens tomorrow night, I've got beef to settle with both of these men. But let's just get one thing straight right now. We're not having another repeat of what happened at the Rumble. You hear me, Rumbuster? No triple threats. I ain't gonna be a dumbass and call some sort of double DQ tomorrow night thinking it's going to result in me not having to face anyone. I'm not an idiot. So if 2TM and Nova happen to come to a decision like that on their own accord, sort it out amongst yourselves. Because if at any point you try and make it so I have to face more than one person at FaMniversary, I promise you, I will not show up and you will never see this FaM World Championship again. And that leads me quite nicely into the main reason I came out here tonight. Tonight, I am here to give a State of the Champions address. I feel that following on from the Royal Rumble, it is important to evaluate where we are at. After all, we wouldn't want to leave any stone unturned and leave ourselves in a similar situation to that of AWOL, now would we? To begin, let's start off with the good news. The queen of our family, the wicked one, Elle, despite having the deck of cards stacked against her in the Diamonds Rumble match, managed to shock the world and leave that cluster still with the FaM Diamonds Championship around her waist. If there was any doubt about whether or not she deserved to be in possession of this championship, that has now officially been laid to rest. Elle, congratulations. Just like me, you are a shining example of what this family should be. Unfortunately, folks, that is where the good news ends. And before we move on to this next part, I would like to invite Ben McKenzie, Luke Monet, and OTP out onto the stage. And please, leave the titles backstage. Gentlemen, at the FaM Royal Rumble, you were given the simplest of tasks. Unlike me and Elle, you were not required to defend your titles. All you had to do was make sure one member of the family won the Royal Rumble match. Just one. didn't directly need to be any of you. It could have been anyone in the entire family. Then please tell me, if that was your task, if that is what you were told to do, why didn't it happen? Please, explain to me why Sean Nova won the Rumble. Ben, OTP, can either of you explain why you were eliminated by Nova? Luke, can you explain why you were eliminated by 2TM? Stunned looks of silence on all of your faces right now. I'm not angry, boys. I'm just disappointed. I had high hopes for each of you, but you've all let me down. So with that, as of this very moment, I am officially stripping each of you of the Crimson, Cyber and Global Championships and releasing you from your contracts with the family and thus FaM. We thank you for your assistance up until this point and we wish you all the best with your future endeavours. Now please, go away. As a result of these men being stripped of their championships, new champions have to be crowned. This is a decision that I have been thinking long and hard about ever since Saturday night. But the more I thought about it, the clearer it became. Until after a while, there was just one word that I could not get out of my head. Undisputed. 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 Tonight, folks, you're all here in attendance for history in the making. Because tonight, right here, right now, I am officially announcing that the new FaM Crimson Champion, the new Cyber FaM Champion, and the new FaM Global Champion is none other than yours truly, me. And from this day forth, while I defend all 4 of these championship titles, I will be known as the undisputed FaM World Champion. Now let's just get one thing straight. The only reason the Brit men aren't out here right now is because I officially cannot defend tag titles in a match on my own. But Tiny Tony? Really? 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 That's who eliminated you both from the Rumble match? Just know that you two are on thin ice as of this very moment, and one more screw up like that, and I will not be so forgiving. So there you have it, folks. At FaMniversary V, I, Cameron Bash, will defend my undisputed FaM World Championship against either Sean Nova or 2 Twisted Merc. Tomorrow night, we find out. And believe you me, I'll be there, keeping my eyes closely on the action.